Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. So a bit of a late video for you today, but today we have right tank, wrong gun. Yes, right tank, wrong gun. This was a series we've been doing over last few years actually, but over the last, I don't know, a year, I have kind of died down on these on this series. But you know, I thought this is the perfect tank to do a right tank, wrong gun, and it is the SMV CC64, the Italian Tier 8 tank destroyer. So why is this right tank, wrong gun? So basically, this tank has two different guns. It has the auto reloader with the reserve shell, or it has the single shot gun. So with this tank, obviously the tier 9 and the tier 10, you have to use it with the auto reloader with the reverse shell, or you so yeah, tier 9 and tier 10, you have to use that. But whereas tier 8, this one, you actually have a choice. You could either use the auto reloader, or you can just use a single shot gun. Now, if you use the auto loader on this tank, you are using the wrong gun. It's the right tank because it is a brilliant tank, but you are using the wrong gun. Make sure that you use this tank with the normal shell, because if you use this tank with the auto reloading gun, your DPM is literally 1,304. That is, of course, if you are using that reverse shell. You have to try, and if you do want to use it with this gun, you might like a sort of auto loading gun, and you might prefer it than the single shot gun. So if you are going to use it like that, then you have to keep the last shell, because the last shell, your reload is literally 21.5 seconds. So you can't use that last shell. You have to keep it unless you need it, if it's like a life and death situation, or if you're able to kill a tank, then of course, then use it. But you have to use that wisely. But all in all, you should be using the single shot gun. You use the single shot gun, then your DPM literally is very, very good at almost 3,000. So massive difference. That is a complete massive difference. But today, of course, because it is right tank, wrong gun, we are going to be driving this tank with the wrong gun, just to see how it is. I mean, again, some people might like the gun, some people might love the gun, but you have to use the gun correctly. And sometimes people tend to forget about the last shell, and some people obviously don't. But if you are using it, honestly, if you can get the shot off and you've got no other tanks around, and you do have support from your team, then yeah, it might be worth using that last shell just to pump up your little bit of damage. If you know that if you shoot your last shell and you're not going to be able to get another shot on him because all your team are around, then yeah, maybe use it, you know, as long as there's not other red tanks around. Because if you reload the second shell, you're looking at sort of an 8-second reload. If you use that last shell, then you're using 21.5 seconds. So just bear with it. Don't be tempted to shoot that shell, and just wait for the 7 or 8 seconds. Now, the only really bad thing about this tank with either gun is that turret traverse. It really is bad. Like, the turret traverse is so slow, and that is what ultimately like cost you some games, to be honest, because if you get a medium that rushes around you, then it is very, very hard to turn your turret quickly. So the turret is very strong on the tank. Of course, it really is quite a strong tank, if I'm being serious. But yeah, I do definitely prefer it with the other gun. It is so much stronger with 3,000 DPM. I don't understand why anybody would want to use this gun. So you can see here, I have used that last shell. I've got completely ripped apart, but I wanted to clear that guy. Yes, I do have people around me. The red team, there's quite a lot, but none of them are pushing me, and all my team are behind me. So I just thought it was more important for me to take out that guy. He's an auto-loading gun, and he would be able to take me out pretty quickly. So I just wanted to take him out. So I was happy to use my last shell in that situation. And now no one's attacked me, as you can see. There's only 4 tanks left alive, and now I am pretty much reloading all my shells. But look at this. I have to turn, and it's painful. It really is painful. And because of that, I let that guy get away. If my turret traverse was a lot quicker, I would have been able to pretty much to kill that guy, to kill that the Lorraine. But sadly, I wasn't able to do so. So we've now got 1 shell. It is a 3 versus 3, but they are all 1-shots. I am a 1-shot as well. So I'm just going to back up. I want to reload all 3 shells if I can. And I don't want that guy from the left pushing me. I really want to take out the Lorraine and the Skoda, who is a 1-shot. So sadly, I did bounce that shot. Not very good at all, but at least he is now dead. So the Yo is coming from behind. Again, I have well, actually, to be honest, I just shot my shell before I reloaded that 2nd shell. But now I've still got the 1 shot left, and I'm just going to be patient, you know. There's no point me shooting that shell. It's a 3 versus 1. That guy's pretty low hit points, but if I can get behind him, then I'm not too bothered if I do use my, well, I've got 3 shells now, so it doesn't matter. He's now a 1-shot. I can get around him, but sadly, again, I don't manage to get the shot off. So still 2,000 damage. Again, nothing special. The damage really wasn't special, but it is kind of hard to get, even though this is an auto-loader. And I always say, with auto-loaders, you're surprised, I'm very surprised, or anyone's surprised about how much damage that they can actually pick up, even with a tank with low DPM. But with this, yes, it is an auto-loader or auto-reloader, you don't pick up the damage as easy as you would something else, because yes, you have the 3 shells, but really you only have 2. So you got to bear that in mind. You only have the 3 shells when you absolutely need it, and then of course you're still waiting 21 seconds. So it is a bit difficult to pick up the damage, or it's more difficult picking up the damage in this than it is any other normal auto loader. So yeah, 2,000 damage, sort of 2 to 3k damage is where you're probably going to sit on a good day. So this poor Bulldog, I mean, no idea he wanted to rush in. I do get wrecked, however, and I was actually prepared to use my last shell to clear that guy. But I managed to, well, he died. Didn't have to use my last shell, and again, I do have that Skoda in front with the T-34 too. There's no point me pushing forward. He's looking at me, so as soon as I turn this corner, he is going to shoot me. And I'm not in a hold down situation, so I'm not really going to bounce anything. The hole on this isn't that crazy. The turret is very strong. But the hole is not as strong. So, of course, when I'm in a position like this, I will get penetrated. So I just want to push him up. I don't want to allow them to use their gun depression. If they're on the hill, they might be, not like now, they won't be able to get their gun down enough. I mean, they haven't got 10 or 12 degrees of gun depression, so I should be safe. And at this point, I've got nothing else around. He's in a good position. I wanted to keep him there, so I did use my last shell on him. And that now brings him down to pretty much a 2-shot. And when it's a 7 versus 3, then yeah, I really don't mind using my last shot. Even now, once I reload the 1 shell, I won't be afraid to use that 1 shell just to try and get a bit of damage out. But I wasn't able to, again, to get that shot off, and because of that, he's now running away. But that helps me out because, again, while I'm pushing forward, I can reload my shell. So that guy there in the test tank, he's now dead, which just leaves a 7 versus 1. And thanks for him, he's just sitting right in front of me, so I can get 1 shot off. I'm going to actually bounce, I think, this shot. Don't know how it bounced. You can see where it went. Should have penned, and it is what it is. But again, 2.2k damage, nothing special at all. But good tank, but definitely when you are using this gun, it is the 100% the wrong gun. You use it with the single shot gun, it feels better, you have higher DPM, you can bully the tanks a lot more than you can with this gun. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.